community grows, so do our needs. What will you do to ensure that the Latino community is equally defended by the law?
I have always, as I've noted before, I've had a number of cases that I personally prosecuted in this community. And the Alfredo Lopez case was a horribly tragic case where he had his 2 children on either hand when he was shot. We aggressively prosecuted that, and the offender's doing 45 years in prison. But I have my latest hire is Sarah Romero. Sarah is a young local Joliet product. She's fluent in Spanish, extremely bright. She assisted us in the Drew Peterson prosecution, and she's my newest assistant state's attorney. Jessica Colon-Sayer is one of my senior felony prosecutors. She's also fluent in Spanish. And Elizabeth Guzman, who is from the neighborhood here, works in my Child Advocacy Center for Sexually Abused Children, and she's fluent in Spanish. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that my office will be accessible to your community and responsive to your needs.
Thank you. While we understand that you will not be able to vote on statewide legislation, your endorsement will go a long way in showing our community and elected representatives that this is an issue that needs to be dealt with. Having heard our leaders' testimony on the need for driver's license for all, it is evident that we need to help those in our community who are in the shadows. Approximately 250,000 Illinois immigrant drivers cannot get a license. Enabling Illinois immigrants without Social Security numbers to get driving licenses will improve roadway safety. Do you support driver's licenses for undocumented, and do you commit to recruiting support for this effort?
As you're aware, President Obama has a new policy where individuals who are between the ages of 15 and 30 who came to this country before the age of 16 can get a Social Security number now. And once they do that, under the current rules and regulations of the Secretary of State of Illinois, they can now get a driver's license. And I think that that's common sense, because what we're doing there is requiring these individuals to go through the rules of the road training and the driving instruction so that they'll be safe drivers. They also have to have insurance, so that if you have a collision with one of these people, they will have insurance to compensate you for your loss. This is common sense, balancing public safety with the need of these individuals to have a driver's license. As far as, you asked about every single undocumented, I'm certainly open to discussing that. I don't have, the policy I just mentioned is a good one, and I support it 100%, but I'd be willing to talk about the additional issue we were talking about.
Thank you very much. And as you probably know, Joliet is currently considered a site to build a private for-profit immigration prison. And this would be detrimental to our community. Will you help prevent Joliet from building this for-profit immigrant prison?
Again, this is an issue for the city of Joliet. I will make a statement today about the CCA, which is a company they're considering. I'm well aware of the horrible incident that they had in Alabama, and it's clear that they were not respecting the dignity of the Hispanics that were being housed there, and that's something I will not tolerate here. I don't think that company is the appropriate company to be involved. Joliet has not even put forth a proposal, and I know that there are a number of Hispanic organizations that haven't taken a stand on this, but certainly my main concern is that every one of my constituents is treated respectfully and with dignity, and I will fight hard to make sure that happens.
Thank you. And final question. For those low-wage job earners that work in warehouses across Will County, and they work in hazardous conditions, they deal with employers that steal their wages, they are discriminated against based on race, and deal with sexual harassment and with abuse. What will you do to ensure that these warehouse workers are represented fairly?
Well, when I was in high school or in college, the 4 years I was in college, I worked in a warehouse. And I wound up having back surgery because there were no OSHA rules, no protections, and I was lifting ridiculous amounts of wire and pipe, and I injured my back and ruptured a disc. So I understand what those kind of working conditions are like, and clearly this effort to keep them under 40 hours so that they can't get insurance and they can't get benefits, I think is unconscionable. And you know, I have the support of every major union in this community, every labor union, and they support me because I work hard for them. And I would definitely assist in any way that I can to help support efforts to make those jobs real jobs, 40-hour jobs, so you can support your family, have benefits, and be productive members of this community.
Thank you very much.